Hello, Rachel. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, now I'm able to hear you. So you're ready for the session, right?
Yes.
So we have reached the log and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we have to nearly do 7 more pages to complete the concepts. We have done the log, and after the log we're having roots of a polynomial, which we have already done actually when I told you about the quadratic equation x squared plus 6x plus 8. There's an example here. I'm writing it. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
So this is an example here with a yellow mark, which I have done. So x squared plus 6x plus 8. So I told you when you're having this type of equation, it's not linear because its highest power is not 1, its highest power is 2. So it is quadratic. It's called quadratic equation because its highest power is 2. If the highest power is 3, that is called cubic. So for this, we're having the highest power as 2, and we can calculate it by comparing it with the general form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So this will be the general form, and we can compare x squared plus 6x plus 8 with ax squared plus bx plus c, and we will calculate the value of a, b, and c, and put in the calculator to calculate the x values. So how much is a for x squared plus 6x plus 8? As you can see, a will be the coefficient of x squared, and coefficient means the number which is multiplied with x squared. So how much is multiplied with x squared in the question?
I cannot see the whole thing.
Oh, okay, I will.
No, I mean like you zoom out because I can't see the question.
Oh, okay.
Wait, where is the
Are you able to see
I
the?
see the thing highlighted, but you said
Yes.
what applied in X.
So
So what
we're having here an equation, right? X squared plus 6x plus 8, and we want to calculate the value of x, as you were doing it for 2x plus 3 equals 7, for example. So you were solving it, and you were getting the value of x as something, the solution, right? You were solving
right.
2x plus 3 equals 7. You're subtracting 3, and then you're dividing by 2 and all those things. So you are getting the value of x. But here you're not having a linear relationship. You're not having a linear equation. You're having a quadratic equation. Quadratic means when the highest power is 2. So in this question, you're having x squared plus 6x plus 8, whose high, where you're having the highest power as 2. So we need to solve this type of equation by using the calculator, in short. So for that, we need to calculate the values of a, b, and c, the three numbers which are connected with this type of equation. And for getting the values of a, b, c, we need to compare it with ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Just compare the two equations and see, you're having here ax squared, you're having here x squared. So how much should be x? How much should be a? Sorry. You're having here ax squared, you're having here x squared. So don't you think that a has to be 1?
Yes.
So a will be 1. What about b? You're having 6x, you're having bx. So how much will be b? Six, right? So b is 6. And you're having c here plus c, you're having plus 8 here. So how much is c?
8.
Correct. So you got the values of a, b, and c. And now you can put in the calculator to calculate the value of x. Or you can use the quadratic formula. You can use the quadratic formula, which I have told you. The value of x is equal to negative times b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c divided by 2 times a. So this is the big quadratic formula which a person needs to remember if he is not able to do this question on the calculator. So we need to
Okay.
plug in, yeah?
I'll write it down now.
Okay. So it'll be x is equal to negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So can
I
you
wrote it.
help me? Can you help me in plugging in the numbers where we have got b as 6, a as 1, c as 8? So how much should be x?
X is going to be 1.
X has to be this whole thing, negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So instead of b, you have to write 6, right?
Negative 6.
Negative 6 plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. How much is b squared?
36.
Correct. How much is 4 times a times c?
4 times 1 times 8. So 4 times 4. 4 times 8 would be 32.
Right, so it'll be negative 32 divided by 2 times a.
2.
Correct. So this will be equal to negative 6 plus minus. How much is 36 minus 32?
4.
4. This whole thing divided by 2. So we got here as negative 6 plus minus square root of 4 divided by 2. Now what we can do here is we can simplify it further. How much is square root of 4? Is 4 a perfect square?
Yes. It's
So
2 times 2.
correct. So you can write it as negative 6 plus minus 2 divided by 2. Right?
Right.
Now we'll be having two values. You'll be having either x is equal to negative 6 plus 2 divided by 2, comma, or x is equal to negative 6 minus 2 divided by 2.
Right.
So how much is negative 6 plus 2?
Negative 4.
Negative 4
Okay.
divided by 2?
Negative.
Negative 4 divided by 2 will be negative 2, right? 2 times 1, 2 times 2, so it'll be negative 2.
Yeah.
So how much is negative 6 minus 2 divided by 2?
It's negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4.
Negative 4. So you got the value of x as negative 2 comma negative 4, and that is the answer. And you used, huh?
Good, fine.
Great. So, and you used the quadratic formula. You don't need to even use it if you know how to use it, how to do it on the calculator. You need to just simply plug in the value of a, b, and c in the apps. You know, you're having apps there, apps, the button, and then you're having equation solver, and then in that equation solver, you're having the, constants A, B, C, or x1, x2, x3. Different names can be there. You just have to plug in the values of A, B, C here, 1, 6, and 8. And when you will hit enter, you will get the value of x is -2, -4 in few seconds. No need to do this type of simplification. So
Okay.
try to get that, try to understand that, how to solve that by using this TI-83. All right.
Yeah, I'll watch the video.
Right. So we got the value of x is -2, -4 for this equation, x squared plus 6x plus 8 equals 0. Can you write the answer for me for a second? How much we got? Negative. How much was that? Negative.
I think it was -2 and -4.
All right, so -2 and -4. Please write it somewhere. I want to show you something. So the equation is x squared plus 6x plus 8 equals 0. I will graph it. X squared plus 6x plus 8 equals 0. So x squared plus 6x plus 8 equals 0. No, this is, we'll have to write just the equation. So I'm just doing it. So x squared plus 6x plus 8. So this is the equation. So this is a parabola which is made by this x squared plus 6x plus 8. Can you tell me where this parabola, where this graph is cutting the x-axis?
-4 and -2.
When these those answers which we got for x?
Yeah.
So that means when you solve this equation, x squared plus 6x plus 8 equals 0, the answers which you are getting, -4, -2, these are the points which are on the x-axis where the graph cuts it. Right?
Right.
And see this 8 here, this positive 8? Isn't this that point where it cuts the y-axis?
Yes.
So you can understand what's happening practically. Like, you can imagine if this is x squared plus 6x plus 8, this is a parabola, because every time when you're having x squared term, of this form, ax squared plus bx plus c of this form, you will always get a parabola. This type of graph is called a parabola. And when you will get this parabola, this constant which is at the end is always the y-intercept.
Right.
And the answers which you're getting are always the the intersections on the x-axis. Okay.
I see.
And one more thing which I want to tell you, which is not like known to most of the students, is that in between -4 and -2, the graph is having the minimum value. Check it out. In between -4 and -2, that is this point, which is in between. Isn't this the minimum value of the graph?
Yes. I need to memorize minimum and maximum because I always forget.
All right. So you don't need to even memorize it, because they will always be in between the solutions which you're getting. If you're getting the solution as -4 and -2, then the minimum will be in between -4 and -2. And that is What number is in between -4 and -2? What number?
-3.
Exactly. So the x-axis, x coordinate of this point will be -3. At least we know that x coordinate will be -3. Got it?
Got it.
So this is the parabola, and this is the roots of the equation, and you can get the same thing can happen here as it happened in the systems of equations. No solution, you know, all those things. How? I will tell you how. See, this is the graph, x squared plus 6x plus 8 equals 0. It is cutting the x-axis, and where it is cutting the x-axis, you're getting these two solutions, -4 and -2. But if the equation is x square minus 4, no, not x square minus 4, if the equation is x square, so what is happening is this is not cutting the x-axis, this is touching the x-axis. You know, there's a difference between the two, cutting the x-axis and touching the x-axis. So it is
if it's
just, huh?
cut it. When it's squared, it doesn't cut it.
No, it depends on the you know, on the equation. When you will solve it, you will be able to then analyze whether it will touch it or it will cut it in general. So if you're having, this is also one of the equations, x square, this is only touching the x-axis, right?
Right.
So it's not having two solutions as we were having previously. It's just having one solution, that's 0. It's touching the x-axis at 0, right?
Right.
So if we're having mm, uh, plus x squared negative 4x plus 4. So we're having one more equation, x squared minus 4x plus 4. It is also touching the x-axis. It's not cutting the x-axis. It's touching the x-axis, and you're getting only the solution, only one solution, that is 2. You know, the x value will be 2, right?
Right.
So you can have two solutions, you can have one solution, and you can have no solution. For example, if you're having x squared plus 4x, x squared plus 6x, okay, x squared plus 6x plus 2, no, not this one, x squared plus 4, let us take it, x squared plus 4. So this is also a quadratic equation, but it is neither cutting the x-axis nor touching the x-axis. Are you following?
Yes.
It's neither cutting the x-axis nor touching the x-axis. Then what will be the solution? The solution is no real number. It's no real number. Solution is, there's no real solution. No real solution for this. There can be imaginary solution, which we can use, which we can show by imaginary numbers. But I don't want to tell you about that. I just want to tell you that you can have three cases. Number one, you can have two solutions when it will cut the x-axis. You can have the second case as one solution when it will touch the x-axis. And you can have third case as no solution, no zeros. We call them zeros of a polynomial, zeros of a quadratic equation, zeros of a cubic equation.
What is two solutions?
When it is cutting the x-axis, when it cuts the x-axis at 2 points, as we did in the previous example, we were having -4 and -2 as the two solutions.
And one solution is where it cuts at one point.
Where it touches the x-axis, just touching the x-axis at 1 point only. It's
And
touching. No solution, it's not touching it at all. It's above x-axis. right? You can be shown a graph in which there's a parabola, which will be like this, as I have shown, and it will be told how many zeros are there of this polynomial. There are no zeros, there are no solutions, no actual real solutions. So there will be options: one real solution, two real solutions, no real solution, information not given correctly. So it'll be no real solution.
I see.
So that is the difference between, touching and cutting the x-axis, touching the x-axis, or being above the x-axis. So that is it. So we'll go to the next thing. Oh, where it is? It's here. Source of a polynomial. You can calculate by using the quadratic equation or the calculator. To make it easier, let us go to coordinate geometry now. We have completed intermediate algebra. That's great. Pre-algebra, intermediate algebra, elementary algebra, we have done. Now we are left with the 15% of the coordinate geometry, and I think 9 or 10% of the trigonometry. So 15% makes up 9 questions. So we have to start these 15%. Now let us just minimize a little bit, zoom out a little bit. Okay. All right. So we have done number line graphs. When we'll be making hollow circle, when there'll be a solid circle. We did this before, right?
Right.
Now, equation of a line, we also did that. We also did the equation of a line. If you're having any line that can be represented by its slope and y-intercept. If the slope of any line is 5 and y-intercept is maybe -2, then we can write the equation of a line. Equation of a line, the address, what I call. And nobody will tell you that this will be the address. They will tell you the equation, but I'm just trying to make you understand that as we are having the address of our houses, in the same way the line is also having the address, which we call the equation of a line. Y equals mx plus b. This is the general form of the equation, and then you can plug in the value of m, where m is the slope, as 5 times x, plus b is the b is the y-intercept, that's -2. So y equals 5x plus times minus, that's -2. So y equals 5x minus 2. This is the equation of a line having slope 5 and y-intercept -2. Where we're having m as slope and b as y-intercept. Is there any confusion in this?
No, I need to review it though.
Okay. You need to review that. Well, I'll make a line here. Y equals x plus 3. Y equals x plus 3, or 2x plus 3. So this is the equation, y equals 2x plus 3. Well, what is this 3? Isn't this 3 y-intercept? Right?
I understand this part. I just need to review like the solving.
Your voice always breaks.
I just need to review the solving of the equation part just very quickly. Like I pretty much remember it.
Okay. So You need to solve the equation. Well, that depends. You will be able to solve that. That depends on the question. No problem. We'll discuss that again further. So in general, I told you equation of a line will be y equals mx plus b, where m will be the slope and b will be the y-intercept. But if you're not given the slope and y-intercept, you are given slope and any point. You are given slope as maybe 2, and you're giving any point on this line, maybe for example, this point or this point or this point, 0.5, 0.5. I mean, say negative 0.5. No, this is -1, and this is 1. So we're having this point as -1, comma 1. Point A maybe. So if you are given that the line is having a slope of 2, it's given that the line is having a slope of 2, and the line is passing through the point. One of the point is -1, comma 1. You understand? You can have different forms. You can have different forms. Sometimes I'm a student, sometimes I'm a football player, sometimes I'm, an actor, sometimes I'm something else. So I can have different different ways of expressing, different ways, different places, and different things. But I'm still Samir, right?
Right.
I'm still Sam. So in the same way, the equation for line y equals 2x plus 3 is y equals 2x plus 3, but can have different shapes. Y equals 2x plus 3 is called slope intercept form, like a student, slope intercept form. And now when he comes back or she comes back to the house and maybe do some extracurricular, then at that moment maybe she's a swimmer, because I like swimming. So you can have different different expression at that moment. You can have different shape at that moment, and that'll be not slope intercept form, that'll be point slope form. There are different forms. Point slope form of the line. Y equals 2x plus 3 is this line, which is this one here. It is having an expression of slope intercept form. It can have point slope form, where it is expressed as point and slope. I'll tell you how to express in terms of point and slope. Let us take this point as x1 comma y1, as we do always, like to make them easier, I put them, the first one will be x1, second will be y1. The point slope form will be y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. This is the general form of point slope form. So I can plug in the value of y1 and x1. Y minus y1 is 1. You can see it here. Y1 is 1. Is equal to m is 2. It's already given. M is 2. 2 times x minus x1 is -1. Are you able to understand why I am plugging in the x1, y1 in this equation?
Yes.
So it'll be y minus 1 equals 2 times, how much is x minus -1?
1.
Yeah, it'll be +1, correct? Because when negative confronts with negative, when negative comes in between, in front of negative, it'll be positive. So y minus 1 equals 2 times x plus 1. This is also the same thing as we have written at the top. Y equals 2x plus 3. And you might be wondering, how is it same? When you will solve it, you will again get this back. I will show it quickly. See, I have written it in different form. I have written as a swimmer. Y minus 1 equals 2 times x plus 1. I will write it on the right side. Y minus 1 equals 2 times x plus 1. What I can do here on the right side is I can multiply 2 to x, I can multiply 2 to 1. Am I right?
Right.
So 2 times x plus 2 times 1 is 2. And then what I can do here is I can add 1 to both sides, adding 1 to both sides. This -1 and +1 cancel out. Y equals 2x plus 3, right?
Right.
Isn't this the same one here?
Yes.
So if you write it in this form, y equals 2x plus 3, or you write it in this form, y minus 1 equals 2 times x plus 1, it's one and the same thing. Above one is called slope intercept form. Below one is called point slope form. And nothing else. There are different
How do
forms.
you supposed to be point slope form, not line?
If you're having the line as, you know, in this form, y equals mx plus b, where there is only y on the left side and other things are on the right side, then it is slope intercept form. Because here we're having slope as m and intercept as b. And if you're having the equation as y minus some number is equal to slope times x minus some number, this form will be point slope form. If I'm wearing like swimming costumes, then I'm going to swimming pool. And if I'm wearing my uniform of the school, then I'm going obviously to school. So this is the difference which you can see clearly from the two equations. Y equals mx plus b will be slope intercept form, and y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1 will be the point slope form.
I see.
All right, so this was enough for this. We can move forward.
Yeah, but I don't completely know any point intercept form yet.
Oh, you have not completed the point intercept form, right?
Yeah, but I think that the point intercept form will still confuse me just a little bit.
Okay, you remember y equals mx plus b, isn't it?
Yeah.
In the same way, the general form of point slope form will be y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. This is the general form, where x1 comma y1 is any point, where x1 comma y1 is any point through which this line passes. M is the slope. So we are using any point and slope. That's why we called it we call this as point slope form, because we are using any point x1 y1, the coordinates of the point x1 y1, and we are using the slope m. So if we're using any point and the slope, then we are getting point slope form.
Okay, do I need to memorize the formula?
Yeah, it will be better if you could memorize this. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. That's why I told you in the start that in ACT, you need to remember a few more things as compared to SAT, but that'll be better because you're having the freedom of using the calculator in every question.
X minus x1?
Yeah, exactly, x minus x1, exactly. You will keep y as it is, you'll keep x as it is, you'll just plug in the value of y1, x1, and m. I'll give you an example. If there's a line, it is passing through the point 2, 3, and its slope is -7. Can you write the point slope form of this equation, of this line? There's a line which is having a slope of -7, and it's passing through the point 2, 3. That means x1 comma y1 is 2 comma 3. Can you write the point slope form of this equation, of this line, sorry? So you'll write the general form first, and then you'll plug in the numbers. Y minus y1, yeah?
Equals m
Mm-hmm.
1.
M times x minus x1. Now let us go on plugging in the numbers. You will keep y as it is, y minus y1. How much is y1?
7.
Y1, x1, y1 is any point, right?
2. Oh, you can just take any point.
Is any point, and I have told you that point. It's 2 comma 3.
Oh, okay. So 2 and 3.
2 is x1 and 3 is?
Y1. No.
Because when you write the ordered pair, you write first as x coordinate, and then you write the second one as y coordinate. So if the first one is x coordinate, you can put in as x1. And if the second one is y coordinate, you can put it as y1. Always, you know, first one will be x coordinate, second one will be y coordinate on any point. So how much will be x1 and y1? X1, won't that be 2 in the and y1?
3.
Right. So what you'll plug in for y1?
2. No, 3.
3. So y minus 3 equals, how much is slope given in the question?
7.
Negative 7, right? Mm-hmm. Negative 7 times x minus x1. You'll keep x as it is, minus, how much is x1?
3.
Are you sure?
X1?
Mm-hmm.
2.
2. So this is the point slope form of this equation, which is passing through the point 2 comma 3, which is having a slope of negative 7.
So is that the whole thing solved?
What? Can you repeat?
Is that the answer?
That will be the answer if we have to calculate the point slope form. And we can simplify it and we'll get the, you know, slope intercept form also. Right? It depends on the question. If that is asking you to get the point slope form, then you're done. If that is asking you to get the slope intercept form, then you need to simplify it further. Should we simplify it further?
No.
Should we keep it as it is?
Wait, how do you know to simplify it further?
If the question is asking you for calculating the slope intercept form, because this form is point slope form, right? As we did. Point slope form. Because this representation is, you know, as a swimmer. But if it is telling you, give the representation as a student, so you need to make it a student. You need to make it in different form. You need to change the clothing. So what I'll do here, I'll simply write y minus 3 equals negative 7 times x will be negative 7x, and negative 7 times negative 2 will be positive 14.
I'm sorry, I forgot what you said again. How do you know to simplify it more? Like, I just forgot.
We don't need to simplify it. It's just the matter of representation. For example, if you got the answer somewhere in some question as 2/3, but your options are in decimals. For example, 1.66, 0.666, 2.666, right? 3.666, and you're not having anywhere 2/3. What you will do, you will represent it in in the decimal form. You will check it on the calculator. How much is 2 divided by 3? And that is 0.666. So it's option B. It's just a representation and nothing else. Whether you write it in this form or you write it in some other form, no problem at all. Depending on the question, whether you're having the option answer as this form or other form.
I got it. Thank you. And also, I have to leave now because I have to do a meeting. So what time should we schedule for tomorrow?
Oh, okay, so you have to leave earlier, I think, right?
Right.
All right.
Tomorrow at 10? No, I don't think at 10. Maybe at 10:30.
10:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. 1 second. 8, 9. Tomorrow is Thursday.
Or 8.
8 p.m. But Thursdays and Fridays, I'm having actually session at 8 p.m. every week. Can we do it like 9 p.m. or?
Yeah, 9 is okay if you cannot do 10:30 a.m.
10:30. 10:30. I will prefer 9 p.m. if it is okay for you. If not, then I can try for 10:30.
I can do 9 p.m.
All right. So we'll meet tomorrow at 9 p.m., right?
Right.
So presently you're having the time is, I mean, say it's the morning time for you. So that means tomorrow, 9 p.m. That's in the evening, right?
Right.
All right. So what about, okay, today you might not be having the session again in the evening, right?
Should I don't know if I can. Okay, let me check 1 second.
Okay. You can go for today also 9 p.m. if possible.
Okay, can I let you?
Yeah, you can text me, no problem. You can text me.
I will.
Okay then. We'll stop because you're gonna leave.
Thank you. I'll see you later or tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
Bye-bye.
Bye.